Alright, so what do you want to start with? Top 5 or bottom 5?
Top 5.
Natural.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first, or does it matter?
You introduce the show. That'll work.
Okay. Are you sure it's not tilted? It's really... whatever.
Whatever.
This is a blog. This doesn't have to be professional. Welcome to kind of an episode of Video Clerks. We are going to do our top 5 and bottom 5 movies of the year 2010. And we were going to do this at the studio, but Chris is going on a business trip, James Bond style, being sent to Colorado to dig a company out of trouble.
Out of trouble, yes. Saving a video store abroad.
Yes, you're a problem solver.
Truly a professional video clerk.
Yeah. More so than me. I don't think my boss would ever send me anywhere. He'd give me a $188 allowance a day. But anyway, we'll start with our top 5. I'll probably do this in 2 different videos, so there should be a link somewhere for our bottom 5 if you want to watch that. So I will start with my number 5. We'll go from 5 to 1. 5 being the least favorable of our top 5. 1 being what we think is the best movie of the year. And here we go. My number 5 movie for 2010 is Greenberg, starring Ben Stiller, directed by Noah Baumbach, written and directed by Noah Baumbach. And I've been a Baumbach fan for a while, ever since Squid and the Whale. And I think Greenberg's probably his best movie to date. And this movie kind of got forgotten as the year's been going because it was released earlier. It's independently released. Not a lot of people have seen it. But it's a movie that I keep going back to. I've seen it probably 3 or 4 times since I bought it. And there's just a lot of cool little nuances, a lot of cool little character moments that I just love. So that's my number 5.
That's your number 5.
Yeah.
That movie was boring.
You didn't care for Greenberg?
I did not care for it. Alright, my number 5 is the foreign movie, Centurion.
Oh, yeah. Neil Marshall.
Yes.
Yeah,
was like, it's one of those ones, I'm recommending it to everybody whenever they come in the store. Right now it's kind of my go-to movie of recommends when I'm totally drawing a blank. But I really liked it. It was action-y. It had everything I liked about movies.
A lot of gore.
A lot of gore, which I really liked.
As you can always expect from Neil Marshall.
Yeah, action, drama. Reminded me of a childhood movie. No idea what it is, but it's white guy put in a loincloth is sent to run in the middle of Africa, and then these guys chase him down, and the whole movie is him just barely escaping.
Put something in the comments if you know what he's talking about.
That would be great, because I totally want to get that movie. So anyway, I had reminisced about it, and I was like, oh, there we go, childhood memories.
That wouldn't have been one of my picks. I like Centurion, but it's a little too campy for me. But I knew that your list would be vastly different from most of the YouTube critics' lists. So, and we've never seen our lists before, so this is genuine reaction here.
Nice.
All right, I think you'll like my number 4 though. My number 4 favorite movie of 2010 is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Excellent.
And this isn't a highbrow movie. This isn't an artsy movie. Well, it is in its own weird way, but what I loved about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is it's just pure entertainment. Just pure Pop Rocks and Coke for movies, You're just on a sugar high the whole time, and you're just having more fun than you can even imagine. And it's just so clever and fun and witty, and there's just so many little jokes every 5 minutes, and it's just instantly rewatchable. You can just watch it all the time and always get some sort of enjoyment out of it.
That's an excellent choice. Love that one as well. See here, my number 4 was Toy Story 3.
Ah!
I chose this one. I was like, had all that great quality that the other Toy Stories had. Definitely one of the best kids movies that came out during the year.
Yeah.
So, and definitely I bought it, so if I buy it, it's probably going to be on my top 5.
Yep, I bought it as well. I was looking forward to this movie almost all year, and I love Toy Story 3.
Yeah, it was excellent. Way better.
And the more I see it, actually, because when I first saw it, we first reviewed it, I said it was probably my least favorite of the 3, but the more I watch it, it's becoming my favorite of the 3.
Nice.
So that must say something about it. All right, my number 3 favorite movie of the year is Black Swan. And it's the only movie of my top 5 that I haven't been able to see more than once. Because it hasn't been around our area. Actually, now it's playing here in your hometown.
Aha! Nice.
Not ours. But I just love this movie. This is has everything that I love about Darren Aronofsky as a director. You know, it's very surreal. It's very psychologically distressed and taut, and it's just an intense movie-going experience that really showcases what he is as a director.
All right, no, I really enjoyed it. Had all the I love the psychotic movies, but it did not make even my top 5. That one's actually only one of my honorable mentions.
Ooh, okay.
So,
I was going to say we should do that. Because there are a few that I was like, I wish, I just can't.
Yeah. Alright, what about number 3 for me is Machete.
Machete,
Yes,
wow.
Robert
okay.
Rodriguez's Machete. It's one of those movies, it just came out on rental the other day, and I was like, I have to rewatch this movie. And I watched it, and I loved it again. You know, I knew, even when I know what's going to happen, you know, the first time you go to it, it's like, what is Rodriguez going to do? That kind of thing. That was the real big thrill of it for me. And also just, it's ridiculous. I like ridiculous.
Oh,
and,
yes, it very is much that.
Yes. And I don't know, I was rewatching it, and I'm like, this movie is amazing. So, I had to make it back to the top 5.
All right, wouldn't have made mine. Actually, I had some severe problems with the movie. I liked it kind of, but I thought it was just a little too conflicted. There's too many characters. There's too many plot points, and I think at times it actually kind of borders on boring. But it is a lot of fun, and it's Rodriguez, so and it's definitely better than his kids' movies. You know, he's working on Toy Story 4, or not Toy Story.
Lord. Spy Kids 4?
Spy Kids 4, yeah.
Adventures in Shark Boy Lava Girl 2?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
We've told you all day, you guys.
He isn't watching us, apparently. Okay, we're getting down to it now. My number 2 is appeared on your list is Toy Story 3.
There you go.
Just to reiterate, I think it's one of the best kids movies of the year, obviously, if not one of the best movies of the year, in my opinion. And it's just, there's just so much heart in this movie, as Pixar is known for, and they can always provide. But along with the heart that you have for movies like their newer movies like Up and Ratatouille and Wall-E and all those things, and you have these characters that you're already in love with, so it just sort of heightens all that even more. And it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of great, funny stuff. I love Michael Keaton as Ken. It's like probably one of my favorite supporting roles in a movie this year.
Nice. There you go.
If it wasn't animated, I would nominate Ken the Doll.
Ken the Doll.
For best supporting actor.
Mila Kunis, Ken the Doll. I like that. Great.
What's your number one best movie?
We're at number 2, I thought.
Oh, we're at number 2, yes.
Number 2 is Kick-Ass for me.
Ah, cool.
I was, way back in the day, I thought, it's one of those things I was sitting around going, I was looking at the list of what we've reviewed in this year, and I went, Kick-Ass is this year? Really? I totally didn't know it was a 2010 release. So, I loved it.
It came out in March.
Yeah, I loved
March
it.
or April.
Bought it, rewatched it several times. It's got everything that a lot of comic book movies these days don't even have. I mean, it's better than most comic book movies.
Yeah.
And it's just lots of good, funny, action-oriented, adult enough to not be stupid.
I'm seeing a theme in your list: violent and sort of funny, poking fun.
Violence, campy, and ridiculous. Pretty much how it goes.
I like Kick-Ass a lot, and I think it is one of the a highlight of this year. Definitely, it probably would be in my top 10, but not in my top 5. My favorite movie of 2010. This is our number 1. Is The Social Network, and I was just floored by this movie because I was expecting so little from it. remember when I first started reading about it, looking up David Fincher's projects on IMDb, I was like, really? A movie about Facebook? And there was this really funny post on the IMDb message boards where somebody was like, yeah, next year Martin Scorsese's going to direct a movie about the iPhone. that was my general attitude going in, and then when I saw it, I was just like, oh my god. It was one of those movies, as soon as it was over, I was just like, I want to see it again already. I just love everything about it. My thing is, I love movies about characters, and movies that respect their characters, and movies that are have a lot of attention and focus on their characters and really develop them. And that's exactly what this movie does. The screenplay by Aaron Sorkin, I think, is one of the best, not only of this year, but of the decade. And I would be very surprised if it doesn't pretty much sweep the awards season.
What? All right. Well, Social Network is a movie about a douche. I actually just came to video the other day, so I saw it for the first time last week.
Mm-hmm.
Lame.
You didn't like it?
I did not
at
like
all?
It at all. It was lame.
Oh my god!
I was bored. I mean, like all this kind of pseudo crazy stuff is happening, but I'm like, it's just a bunch of whanny rich boys trying to sue somebody who's smarter than them, and the guy's a big douche. I didn't like the main character. I didn't like any of the side characters. I was totally uninterested in everything except for Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake was the only character in the movie that was even somewhat interesting, and he was a total douche as well. It was a horrible movie.
I've been obsessed with this movie since it's come out, and I love it to death.
Wow.
Couldn't disagree more.
All right.
What's your number one?
My number one is Scott Pilgrim, of course.
Oh, okay. I would have been surprised if this didn't make your list.
Yeah, no, this is an excellent movie. It has everything I love. It was something for an ADD kid that I really, words can't describe it. I'm just drawing a blank now. It can't be articulate or something for some reason.
Well, I mean, you are one of the things that really distinguishes us is that you are a really big gamer.
Yeah,
and this is the movie for the gamer generation, if there ever was one. It's
a
better video game movie than actual video game movies.
It's true. I have Mario Brothers theme song for my cell phone ringer, so
yeah.
Basically anything with a Zelda reference is going to be my favorite movie ever.
Well, I can't disagree with you. I can disagree with its placement on the list, but I can't disagree that it is one of the best movies of the year. It's just, like I said, it's just pure entertainment, pure fun. It's what movie-going should be.
Oh, yes.
At least popcorn movies.
That's true. Right.
So, honorable mentions. I think people, some of our viewers, might be surprised that Inception didn't make either of our lists.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, as good as it was, I mean, it was all, it's one of those ones that you had to rewatch. And when you have to rewatch things, it makes it a chore, which is less enjoyable. Now, when you want to rewatch it because you did it, because you kind of got it the first time, but so that's probably my biggest beef with it was.
Have you seen it since the first time?
Yeah, no, I've watched it 3 times now.
Yeah,
a lot of my friends.
I think I've watched it 3 or 4.
Rave about it. And they're like, dude, watch Inception with me. And I'm like, again? Okay.
It's a great movie, and I think it's really, really well made. I really respect the filmmaking, especially that goes into it, because it's just, as far as the craft behind the movie, I think it's impeccable. But it is just really dense, and like you said, it takes a lot of concentration to get into the movie, even after rewatch. And though it does, that decreases more and more as you see it, because you can sort of enjoy it just on action movie level. But I do have some hang-ups on it. Like I said about Social Network, I like movies that respect their characters and develop their characters, and I think it's a little light on character development, especially the side characters. So that's why Inception couldn't make my list.
Yeah.
But definitely would be an honorable mention, as well as Kick-Ass. Let's see, what else would be in my...
Piranha 3D. That's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, no, not mine.
What? That movie will define a generation. There will be people, you got people from 1970 who are like, you watch that and you're like, that is what 1970 was like. People are going to be like, that's what 2010 was like. It's going to be great. It's going to be Girls Gone Wild in Michigan. I don't even know where that happened.
That's too cold for Girls Gone Wild here. That's Girls Gone Wild in Parkas.
Nice.
All right. Well, I guess that's a good way to to leave off. And if you have any comments down here about our picks, go ahead and leave your top 5. And don't forget to check out our bottom 5. There'll be a link for that, probably like here, there, somewhere. I don't know. I'll put an annotation. So check out our bottom 5 too. See you later.